Today I will present an article by J.K. Otwin. It's a 2020 article entitled Working Toward Equitable Gifted Programming, the School Psychologist's Role. This article addresses the topic of gifted programming and the role that a school psychologist can play to counterbalance the deficit thinking and colorblind attitudes that interferes with the implementation of culturally fair identification. The research questions addressed in this study are two, essentially. What are the barriers to equitable teacher programming? And what are the roles a school psychologist can play toward equitable gifted programming? The hypothesis of this article is manyfold. The underrepresentation of CLED students, and CLED stands for culturally, linguistically, and economically diverse students. The underrepresentation of CLED students and gifted programming access continues to exist for several reasons. One, teacher nomination remains a primary identification process. Two, educators are insufficiently prepared in coursework to recognize gifted learners. Three, deficit thinking by teachers lead to a traditional Eurocentric conception of giftedness. Four, teachers who embrace a racial colorblind ideology tend to ignore non-traditional markers of giftedness in CLED students. And five, teachers lack a multicultural instructional competency. This is a mixed method study design. For each of those hypotheses, there were findings made which analyze underlying articles which had different methodologies, mostly quantitative. The findings of this study, again, point to the hypothesis. First finding is students who are white are consistently over-identified when compared to CLED students. Two, only the state of Nevada and 5 other states require a pre-service teacher to complete coursework in giftedness. Three, many teachers believe differentiated instruction for gifted learners is inconvenient and unnecessary. Four, many teachers maintain a power evasive mentality associated with color blindness and undermines concerted efforts at narrowing access and achievement gaps. Five, teachers who maintain colorblind racial attitudes may be aware of multicultural strategies, but feel a lack of efficacy in implementing them successfully. And finally, school psychologists are best positioned to help teachers because they are well versed in multiculturalism. The future of this research, in my opinion, will include more quantitative measures of the role that a psychologist can actually play in a school setting.